Hello everybody! I have been requested to create a video on how to edit videos, so this is what I'm going to do today. By the end of this video you're going to learn the basic things that you need to know to edit your own videos, such as adding text to your videos, adding a b-roll, cutting, trimming your videos, adjusting the color and the volume of your videos, and most importantly how to resize your videos or crop your videos to fit in different platforms. So make sure to hang around and watch the video and let me know what you think about all these things that I'm teaching you today. If you are watching me on a YouTube, then make sure to subscribe so you are not missing out on part 2, which will be about how to get rid of the background noise of your videos, which is very helpful if you record your videos on your laptop, for example, and you get the annoying background fan noise and you want to get rid of that. So let's get cracking with today's video. So without further ado, let's get cracking in today's video. But before we jump into the video editing software, I'd like to share a few tips with you that you can do before you press record. So if you want to use your video in multiple platforms, and why wouldn't you want that, then make sure to record the video in a landscape mode, because we can turn a landscape video into a portrait, but we cannot turn a portrait video really well into a landscape. So keep this in mind when you record your videos. Also, I would recommend you to sit a little bit further away from the camera, just like I'm sitting right now, to have a bit of space in both sides, or you only covering about half or 1/3 of the camera, because when we're turning the video into a portrait format, these parts will be cut off and the middle part will be brought forward towards the camera. So you need to have some room for this movement. Another thing you could keep in mind is to help with your editing process. So for example, if you make a mistake during recording, you do not need to just press stop and press start again and press stop and press start again. All you need to do is just take a deep breath, think through your flow, think through what you wanted to say, and start over from where the mistake was. Start over the whole part that you feel needs to be done again,
without stop recording.
That way you will save time with a recording process. Also, when you make a mistake, you can make some notes for yourself for the editing part. For example, leaving a few seconds of empty space when you're not talking at all will be shown in your audio track as a flat line, so you will find it easier when you edit your videos. If you wanted to, you can clap, and that will make a high what does it called, I would say like high wave maybe into your audio recording, so you will find it again easier. But another way to find the mistakes, if you put your arms up, so then you will see it on your recorded not the audio, you will see it on your recorded screen as you watch the timeline, and you don't need to watch the whole video to find the mistake. You're just going to look at the timeline and find the parts when you put your hands up then you know you need to see that part to see where you need to cut. So after these quick tips, now let's head over and open up our editing software. And I personally use Filmora on my laptop. Now this is not a free software, but it's a really cheap one. I think I pay 35 pounds per year for it, and it's really worth this money for the value that I get, because I'm using video editors really often in my business. Another one that I'm using on my phone if I want to edit things on the go, or while my kids are sleeping or something like that, then I use CapCut on my phone, and that is a totally free application. But don't worry if you use any other platforms or softwares, because most of these video editing softwares going to work the same or similar way. So let's jump to it and open up Filmora. Now when you open Filmora, this is what you're going to see. So first we need to choose the widescreen 16:9 and press the new project. Then let me give you a quick overview of how this going to look like and where you're gonna see the things that you need. So this square in the top right corner is going to show you the preview of the video that you are editing at the moment. Down here, this is your timeline where you're going to see the whole footage of your video and audio, what you working on. Here in the import media files, there you're going to see all the media that you imported to work with. In the top line there is your menu, and underneath you can change the media files that you are working with. So you have the media, which is images and videos, you have audio, titles, transitions, effects, elements, and split screen. These are very good to use and very useful tools for you. Here under the preview you have this little monitor which will use in the end of this video. This is actually to change the project aspect ratio in here, and this is another tool we're going to use, this scissor. If you can see, this is how you move along in your timeline. It needs to be always standing in the position where you want to cut or where you want to insert new media in. To go to the beginning, you can just press home on your keyboard or press end to go to the end of the footage. To start and stop playing the video, you can simply press the space bar to start and press the space bar again to stop. These hotkeys will be very useful if you're doing a lot of video editing, so make some notes of it somewhere. Now there are two ways to import your medias. One way is you can click in here where it say import media files here, or you can go to your file and click import media, and you can import media from a folder. Now I never used this one, so I would rather go by this one. So just press import media files here, and then it's opening my file organizer, or what do you call this, and I'm just going to find the one that I need, and I'm just going to include all of this because I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. It takes a little bit of time to upload all this media, especially if your video is big. And there it is. Now to add the video, first of all find the video. So I found the video. You can either drag it to where you want it to be, or you can press the plus icon. Now it will ask you if you want it to match the project to the media, or you want to match your media to the project. I always keep the project settings because we already set up that we need it to be a white screen. So just press on the media one, or project, keep the project settings, and there we have our video on the timeline. Now, as you can see, my audio is in the same place as my video, and so to be able to edit it better, we can separate the two. So just right click on the video and find the detach audio. That will create a new line for you for your audio. Now if you click on this image on the preview section, you can resize your video if you wanted to, or move it along if you wanted to. I just leave it like that now. Later on I might gonna put a background in here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But for now, the first thing we need to do when you edit your videos is get rid of all the mistakes that you want to cut out from the video. Now of course, due to time limit and time issues, I don't want to do it right now for you. I'm just showing you how to do it. So for example, let's say it's all black. I've just been talking to myself for sure. I wasn't ready to do anything. I had technical issues until here, so I can just move over here and just click the trim icon, and then I click on the part that I don't want and press delete. Now another way to trim the edge is if you click on your video on the timeline, and as you move to the edge, your cursor will change. Once you have this double arrow, you click on it and you just slide this wherever you want, and it will cut the end of the video or the beginning of the video. If you are creating a video for your YouTube channel, or you have multiple videos that you want to include, you can anywhere, just wherever you need the intro, for example, you split it and then you import the next thing and pull it, drag it down there. So let's say this is a video, and for example this is my hook where I'm telling the people what's the video about. This is my intro video, and this is where my video begins. Now I normally create my intro video and my end screen inside Canva, and I'm just uploading them here. So if you need help with how to create an intro or how to create an end screen, do let me know and I can create a video on that one as well. Now if you accidentally made a mistake, you did not want it to do that, you can either just click on this thing what you just inserted here and press delete, and it will go away. Or you can find this arrow, which is a back arrow, and it will go back one step in your process. We went through how to split, how to trim, and how to separate the audio. Now let's see how can you adjust the colors on your video. So just simply double click on the preview of your video, and on the top you will have an option which say color. Here you can change the white balance or color enhancement, but it's better if you go to the advanced section and you have a couple of templates for that you can use, whichever you like. If you like any of them but you're not quite happy with it, you can still go to the adjust and you can change the things that you don't really like on it to make it better for your likings. But make sure to save the settings. That way you can apply the same exact changes, same exact settings for all of your video sections that you have. I'm not going to do this right now because I don't want to touch it at the moment, but make sure to do the color corrections however you want it to be. Now once you're happy with your video, how it looks like, and you cut everything out that you needed, now you can adjust your volume as well. So to adjust the volume, a simple way is to, you see this line, you can just hold that line and drag it down to make it less, to make it quieter, and drag it up to make it louder. Also, so highlight your audio section and double click on it. Then you're going to have this menu in the top, which will allow you to move it up or down to make it louder or less loud. You can even set up fade in and fade out, or if you scroll down, you will have an option to add keynotes or keyframes. So if you want your music to be louder at some point and then go back quiet again, all you need to do is find a place where you want the loudness to begin and add a keyframe, then move a little bit further away and add another keyframe. Now hold this line and drag it up a bit. Then go until you want it to be loud and where you want it to begin to go quieter. Add the keyframe again, move a little bit further and add another keyframe. And now pull this line back where the original was. This will make a nice transmission in your volume changes. There's another way to do that, but I don't really like that method, because that way you're gonna have a gap between your two volume, and it could be very distracting in my opinion. So once you're happy with it, just press OK and it will stay there. Now of course I'm not doing music in the background, so I'm not going to do that with my video, but just wanted to show you how to do that. Now let's say you are happy with your video, you cut it everything how you want it to be. Now that we covered most of the things, most of the basic things, let's cover how to add text in your videos. So maybe I wanted to show our names because I don't know why Zoom did not show it. So let's just add a text in here. To do that, go to titles, and you see so many different options to choose from. I'm just going to go down here to subtitles and find any that I like. Let's say this one. And double click to it to show it on your timeline. Now to change the text, you need to double click on it, and you can drag it around wherever you want it to be. You can resize it. You can change the text. You can change the style of it in here, and there's also an advanced option where you can change many more things: colors, effect, blur, shadow, so many things. You can add extra text, you can add the image, you can add shapes in here. So this is a very good tool to create the titles the way you want it to. Once you're happy with how your text look like, just press OK. And then if you're not happy with the placement, you can drag it along the timeline as well. And also, as you did with the video, you can make it shorter or longer to fit with your video. Now, once you added your text everywhere where you want it to, and also you can add animation, So when you double click on the text, in the top there is an animation, and you can choose whichever you want. Double click will show how it look like on your preview, or I think it will already add it to your text. So choose whichever you like for your video, but make sure you do not add too many animations to your videos, because that would ruin the whole experience. Same way, if you have a trim somewhere in your video and you want to make a transmission between the two elements, you can just click on that video once and go to the transmissions, and then you can find so many transmissions. But again, try to keep it simple, because sometimes it can overwhelm your viewers if you add too many animations. Now, one click of the animation will show you in a preview how it's gonna look like, and if you press on the plus, it will add it to your video. If you double click on the animation, you can change the duration of the animation. You can apply it to all, which means every time you split your video, this animation will be applied, or this transmission will be applied to every single section of your video what you cut or what you split. Now I don't want this one here now, so if anytime you want to delete something, you just highlight that part and press delete, or you can press the backwards button again. Now we added the text, we added animations, we added transitions. The next thing I want to show you is how to add a B-roll. So for example, during this video, sometime Geoffrey mentioned that they selling some products, so I want to include some videos or some pictures of those products. To do that, just put your scissor wherever you want the image or video or extra footage to be. Go to your media, choose the file that you want to add. So let's say I'm gonna add this one. Oops. Choose the file what you want to add and drag it above the section. Then you can resize it to make it wherever you want it to be, and then you can add, again, animations to it to come in or come out. And there are lots of animations to choose from, so just play around and see whichever you want the most. You can even customize if you want. Yeah, so it's really simple to add these B-rolls. Now if you want to make transmission instead of animation, you can step on your timeline and make a split, and then make a split on the end of your b-roll and add the transmission into your video element. I think that would work better. So add any transition. So for example, if this video would be, this b-roll would be a full size, let's see, let's make it full size just for teaching purposes, and I start the video now. So this is how it's gonna look like. Of course it's not the best, so I can change the time of this thing in here and make sure that it starts and it ends where my clip. Let's see how it looks like now. Okay, so I might not want the second cloud, so I'm just going to delete that one, and then it's gonna look better a bit. Well, so there you go. This is how you add a b-roll to your videos. Is way simpler than I thought before I started using them. I thought it would be horrible difficult. So the next thing I wanted to show you is how to crop the video to fit a portrait image instead of being landscape, but I cannot do it on this project because we have two people on it. So let me just quickly import another video where I'm all by myself, just any, to show you, and I'm gonna add this here. Okay, just gonna go here so it's easy to show you. Now as you see, I have a landscape image of myself talking to the camera. To make this into a portrait picture, all you need to do is go to your this little monitor that I showed you before and change project aspect ratio. Now instead of widescreen we want to go portrait, and then press OK. As you can see, it made the video tiny, so now we need to select the video and make it bigger to fit the screen and move it to the middle so I'm talking to the camera still. As you can see, the lighter area is what I'm going to get as a portrait image or portrait video. When you're happy with the setting, you can just get out from the highlighting, and there you go, you have your portrait video. Now of course you can zoom in and zoom out if you wanted to. So for example, if you have too many cuts or too many splits in your video because you made many mistakes, and it would be awkward to put any transmission there, but people would see the lots of cutting in there and you don't want that. The other thing you can do is, let's say I have a split here and I have a split here, that you can zoom it a little bit closer. So double click on the area that you want to have this transmission and go to the transform section. Here you have a scale. You can make it a bit closer or further away if it's if it's allowed, if it still fit in the screen that you chosen. One thing you should keep in mind to keep your eye level where it originally been. So when people watching at the video, they ain't gonna see that much change, or that that much jump between the video. And of course keep in mind that if you bring the video, if you make it too big, too close, then the quality will be bad. As you can see, my quality is horrible in here as I made it bigger. So make sure, if you want to use your videos as a portrait video and you recorded it as a landscape, make sure to record it in a high quality, at least widescreen quality, so 1920 by 1080. Otherwise the quality when you trim it to portrait would be possibly very bad. As you can see, mine is not really clear at the moment, but I also not sure if it's the problem with the original video. So just keep in mind that as you make your image bigger to fit the portrait size, the quality will get a little bit worse than it was originally. So do make sure to record it in high quality. Now, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. All is left for us when you're ready with your video is, first of all, go to the file section and press the save project, because happened with me one time that I did not save the project, and as I was exporting, my laptop was broken and I lost, I think, 2 days worth of work with my video, and I do not want anyone to be going through the same thing. So make sure to save the project before you export it, and then you can export it. Now, when you exporting your video, there will be an option to export as an MP3 if you only need the audio of it, or if you need to fix the audio, just like we are going to do in my next training video. But for now I'm gonna keep it to MP4, so this is going to be a full video. Make sure to name your video so you know what is it about, and choose the place where you want it to save, because many of time I forget to change this and then I can't find my videos. So make sure you save it where you want it to save. Here you can see the settings. If you're not happy with it, you can change them. I normally go by the 30 FPS frame rate, but in the top they give you 3 choices. The difference between the 3 choices would be this bit rate, which is the quality, but also the bigger the bit rate, the bigger the file size will be. So I normally keep it on better, and I put the frame rate to 30 FPS, and I keep the resolution in 1080 by 1920. Now when you're happy with the settings, press OK, and all you want to do is export. I did try this auto highlight, which will create highlight for YouTube Shorts, but to be honest, it's a horrible thing. It doesn't give you any single section that would be useful for you, because it's cutting in middle of the sentences and doesn't make any sense. So I would not recommend using that, but it's totally up to you. Some videos might be able to use them, but for training videos it's not really useful. It's better to do your highlights by yourself, and then just press export when you're happy with it, and it will export into your computer. Now if you have a slow internet connection, it could take ages, so just keep your laptop somewhere safe and open until it's finished. And that's all you need to do as a basic video creator, to be able to enhance your videos a little bit, to fix your mistakes and add some extra elements into your videos. I hope it was helpful for you, and do subscribe if you are watching on YouTube so you're not missing the second part. And Thank you for watching.